I'd like to talk about the intersection between social isolation and nutrition. We have amazing organizations in New York that are delivering food to our older adults. Meals on Wheels deliver both goods and visit seniors, so it creates that social contact. We took steps in the CARES Act, the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, to provide $1.2 billion specifically for older adults living in community, including specific fundings for nutrition programs and home delivery. I believe we need much more funding for nutrition. We need to prioritize nutrition for our older adults in need. Food banks, as you've seen in the news, are experiencing skyrocketing demand. You've seen photographs and pictures of cars lined up for miles just to get a bag of food. We've seen pressure at food banks in every part of my state. We need to close this meal gap. So I did introduce legislation called Closing the Meal Gap that would increase the baseline for SNAP benefits by 30%. So Dr. Reed, I wanted to ask you, given this growing need for nutrition programs, how important is it from your perspective that we raise the baseline of SNAP benefits? And what other policy approaches should we be considering to address food insecurity for older adults?
Thank you, Senator Gillibrand, for that question. There's no doubt that this pandemic has shined a light on the challenges of food insecurity among older adults and the questions about where the eligibility criteria should be set for how people can access those benefits. And certainly the flexibility that's been provided through the emergency funding bills and the Administration for Community Living for the nutrition programs has been extremely helpful to communities and being able to serve a larger number of people. I think that one of the important innovations that we've seen is pop-up organizations throughout, at least in Nevada, we're seeing that very much so, and I think probably across the country as well, where to supplement and complement the SNAP-Ed and other nutritional program funding that is available through our county agencies as well as through the states, there are private and nonprofit organizations and restaurants that are forming collaborations to come together to deliver meals to people's homes in ways that can help to address that. And I think that is really critical in supplementing it during this pandemic. But to your point, I think that it's possible many of those pop-up agencies that are committed and are interested in supporting this now may start to fade away over time as the crisis begins to abate. And it's going to be important that we recognize the need for sustained and increased financial resources to ensure that all people have food.